Last time on Slayers the Ruby Eye.
What's with them? Did you do this?
It had to be a puppet spell. Usually priests wear white robes, possibly accented with violet or pale green or a colour associated to their primary deity. But this guy's robes were this really deep dark red, and his eyes, he kept both of them tightly shut. To whom do we owe our thanks for the rescue? Now resuming Slayers the Ruby Eye Chapter 2 Part 4.
I am but another guest in this inn. I noticed something suspicious and decided to investigate the matter.
This guy seems fishy to me. He kind of reminds me of you.
Whispered Gowry. I ignored him completely. This was serious business. And I've noticed you've put the rest of the guests under a sleep spell as well?
How very astute of you. What gave me away?
Well, it's pretty simple really. No one's come to investigate this whole racket we're making.
A crowd of curious bystanders would make a difficult situation much worse, don't you think?
And you don't count as a curious bystander?
I'm afraid not.
The priest clicked his fingers. At his command, the gaggle of trolls and their companions rose and marched away in single file, all of them completely under the priest's control.
I'm afraid I have seen this group before. They are the minions of Zelgoddess.
Wait, you know him?
I'm afraid that I do. I'm afraid Zelgoddess seeks an item that you possess. And his purposes are most foul. He plans on reviving the Dark Lord Shabernigdo.
Holy fuck! That is some insane shit right there. Well now, this really was turning out to be serious business.
Hey Lena, who's this Shabba Ding Dong guy?
Gary asked, embarrassing me horribly. Not now, Gary. I'll give you a history lesson later. Did you not go to any kind of school? I replied through gritted teeth.
Why? Is this something important I should know about?
Yes. Yes, it is, Gary. I turned to the priest. Ignore him. Please go on.
Indeed. I assure you Zelgoddess is a deadly concern. He himself is a chimera composed of a man, a golem, and a blow demon. Such an unnatural abomination, don't you think? He is plotting to use the immense power of the Dark Lord to render this world asunder.
That's nuts. Why would he want to do something like that? The priest turned his head.
I do not know what desperation would possess a man to do such a thing. I am only certain that he is our mutual enemy.
Something feels off. I have a really bad feeling about this. Our mutual enemy? So wait, when did you and him become enemies?
Oh, I am a priest. I cannot stand by while someone, or something, seeks to revive the Dark Lord.
I guess that makes sense. I mused aloud and folded my arms across my chest whilst Gary, beside me, stared on, completely lost. So you want us to fight him together then?
Oh no, I could not make such a request.
The priest shook his head, obviously flustered. I have that effect on my elders.
It is my guess that by chance you unknowingly came into possession of this key to release the Dark Lord, and he made you his enemy as a result. Just by some complete freak accident. Am I correct in this assumption?
Well, yeah, it went something like that.
Then perhaps it would be best if you gave me the key. That way you can wash your hands of this and have no further involvement.
I mean, but under these circumstances, wouldn't it just be best if we destroyed the key? Like, throw it into the volcano it was forged in or something?
No, you must not!
The priest shouted.
That is to say, that is exactly how you revive the Dark Lord. By destroying the object, yes. Just hand it to me, and all your problems will be forgotten.
But doesn't that mean you'll have to fight him by yourself?
Oh, how dear. But you need not concern yourself for me. Certainly he is a difficult opponent. But I, Rezo the Red Priest, have no intentions of being defeated by the likes of Zelgadus.
Wait, the Rezo? The Red Priest Rezo? That's who I'm talking to. You mean you're Rezo the Red Priest? I asked, blushing.
Yes, it is I. That is what they called me.
He said, smiling brilliantly. Rezo the Red Priest was famous all over the world, not only for his simple red vestments, but for all his good deeds. He's a master of all spiritual powers, equal to those of the High Priestess Seirun, and is known for being one of the 5 great sages of our age. A master not only of white magic associated with priests, but of shamanistic and black magic as well. It's said that he only has 2 faults. He was born completely blind in both eyes, and, wait, what's the other one? Oh yeah, his name makes him sound like a villain. He's so famous that you can stop any random 5-year-old in the street and ask them, and they'll know who he is. I felt a tug on my cloak from behind. It was Gowry.
So, is this guy famous or something?
Are you fucking kidding me? Yes. I'll explain later. Just be quiet and try not to hurt yourself. I took a deep breath and tried to regain my composure, and continued my dialogue with the celebrity priest. In that case, you must allow us to battle by your side.
Well, that's not exactly what
Come on, after hearing all that, I can't just say, sure, here you go, good luck fighting the big bad demon guy. Now can I?
I assure you I appreciate your concern for my well-being, but I am, in fact...
Oh, no, I don't doubt your abilities. That's not it, but if the Dark Lord is revived, no one will be safe. I realize my powers are nowhere near equal to your own, but surely I can help you somehow. The priest's expression showed concern.
But...
Now, you don't need to worry about us either. I'm a pretty good sorceress, and Gary here is a damn good swordsman. We won't slow you down at all. The priest sighed heavily.
Very well then. It seems I cannot turn away someone so determined on serving the greater good.
Exactly.
And when the time comes, I will see you on the battlefield.
I look forward to it.
Hey, Lena.
Gary had started tugging on my cloak again. I promptly ignored him.
In the meantime, I will safeguard the key.
The priest said, extending his hand. Oh no, you fucking won't. I don't think that's a good idea. The priest was visibly perturbed. They don't know that we've joined forces. With all due respect, I think it's best for me and Gary to draw the enemy away whilst you support us from the shadows. Your Holiness.
Oh, but that strategy puts you in great danger. I believe I should be the decoy.
Ah, no, you see, that doesn't work. If you have the key, then they know we've already made contact. If they know that, then our plans will be exposed, and having a decoy is pointless.
Now that may be the case, but...
Your Holiness, that is the case. Just put your trust in me. Now, I would understand if you thought something fishy was going on here. Gary sure seemed to think so.
Lena.
Stop tugging on me. Mummy's busy talking to people right now, dear.
But it's
Oh,
important.
we can talk about it later. The priest gave an exasperated sigh.
Very well, I see that there is no convincing you. I will leave the key in your hands for the time being.
And with that said, the priest walked towards my room. What are you doing? He withdrew a small ball from his pocket and tossed it inside the open doorway. He quickly chanted a few words. It seemed to be a resurrection spell, but slightly different. Then, just as soon as he had started chanting, he stopped. I wasn't even sure he had finished.
I will be returning to my own room. As agreed, I will be assisting you from the shadows from tomorrow forward. Sleep well.
He said, starting to walk off before he had finished speaking. Gary popped his head through the doorway to see the damage.
Well, your room looks totally normal. I'm not sure what that was all about.
Wait, normal? Let me see. I pushed past Gary.
Hey,
I was completely speechless. As Gary had said, the room was totally normal. Right down to the unmade bed and the cheap white curtains, everything was exactly the same as it was before I tossed the fireball. Don't get me wrong, if the room had stayed charred and crispy, I would have a nasty lecture from the innkeeper the next morning. And I hadn't considered what I was gonna do about that. But now I wouldn't have to. Thank you, Reza. He is good. Very pretty.
oh yeah? What's so good about him?
Let's save the lessons for tomorrow. Right now I want some sleep. I've been fighting bad guys without any fucking sleep for who knows how long. I stepped out of my room and closed the door behind me.
Didn't you just say you were gonna go
I
to
moved
sleep?
across the corridor to Gary's room.
Little girl, that's my room.
Will you stop with the little girl stuff? If I go back to my room, there might be another attack.
And how would being in my
I
room...
don't know, it's just more reassuring with two people.
Fine. Sleep on the bed. I'll sleep on the floor
Don't
then.
be dumb, I'm taking over your room. I'll sleep on the floor. I glared at him sleepily and sat down on the floor.
Fine, sleep on the floor then. But I can't sleep in the bed knowing there's a little girl asleep on my floor.
He said, making himself comfortable on the floor. So stupid. Good night, Gary.
Good night, little girl.
He really is a good guy. I just wish he wouldn't treat me like a kid.